It's time to learn some Python with Jordan and Jackie. Today, we are covering mathematical operators, and we're using Replit as our IDE once again. So, Jackie, people probably know what mathematical operators in general are, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're gonna dive right in.
We're making a sum, just a good old-fashioned mathematical
So-
sum.
We would have A plus B.
Yep.
Right. And then we're gonna have A
We need to set some values for those, right?
equal
Yeah.
5, and then B equal
7.
7.
Wait.
All right. So we recall these are all variables
Yep.
that we assigned 5 to A, assign 7 to B,
Yep.
and then we say X equal A plus B.
And I really hope we don't have to explain what plus is.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna. And then you print X, and let's see what happens.
12.
Cool. And so, yeah, X
Sounds
is
good.
the sum of A and B. Right, so I think we're not going to bang on about that too much, but shall we just try
Minus.
a negative? Yep.
Right. So we
Cool.
get also the notion of negative.
Yep,
So-
indeed.
So,
Python can handle negative numbers just fine.
X at that moment is minus 2.
And so what if you change, can we make our own things negative as well? You want to make A negative number there for us or something?
Right. Absolutely. Let's say minus 4 here,
Yep.
and then it's gonna give us
Minus 11. Cool. And then what if you subtract a negative number?
So I subtract a
So
negative.
if we
number.
make that B minus
Yeah.
7 rather?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That also works. Up.
Yeah.
Up. Plus 3.
Cool.
That's all
Indeed.
logical.
So that's
Yep.
the minus 4 minus 7 is minus 4 plus 7. Okay. So that's basically just maths.
Mhm.
Plus and minus are the super easy ones. The keys you use are obvious, the plus and minus symbol on the keyboard. What about multiplication?
Right. So multiplication, the only difference here is that we use a star.
Yep,
because
the asterisk, sometimes called.
We
Yeah.
can't really use the
We can't
X.
use X.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that gives us 28 minus 4 times minus 7.
Yep. Multiplying two negatives comes out positive.
Sounds good.
Yep, that's maths. Okay, now, so far, everything we've been dealing with here has been integers.
Yeah.
Whole numbers. Let's do a division and see what happens now.
Yeah, so minus 4 divided by minus 7.
Just note that it's the / symbol
Yeah.
that we use for
So
divide.
This one, if we play that, we have 0.57.
Okay.
There are plenty of decimals here.
Yeah. So this is something we're going to address in more detail when we come back to talk about data types another time. But this is what in maths, I suppose, would be called a real number.
Mhm.
Or a number with a decimal point. In programming, we typically call it a floating point number.
Float.
It's a float.
Yeah.
Yep. But basically, it's a non-whole number.
We can also have our own float numbers.
Of course, we can.
So,
yeah.
so of course we could say something like that, and that also work. We'd not
We'll have to.
pretend that.
We'll have to
I can't
take the
say.
computer's word for that.
Yeah.
Sum being right. I'm sure it is. Now, I seem to remember hearing something about like a different version of division that features in programming languages often called modulo, isn't it?
Modulo,
What's
yeah.
the deal with modulo?
So let's first maybe use it.
Yep, the
And
percent symbol.
So we're gonna have what would be simpler.
5 mod 2.
Yeah, 5 mod 2. So let's see what happened here. We get
It's 1.
1.
Okay, so what the hell kind of operation gives you an answer of 1 when you apply it to 5 and 2?
Right. So X here give us the rest of the division of A by B, right?
Okay, it's the remainder after an integer division, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah. So 5 divided by 2 is 2.
Plus.
Well, it's 2.5 if you think about it that way, or it's 2 with a remainder of 1.
Yeah.
God, that's taking me back to like primary school maths. Okay, so it is actually a bit more complicated than this, but in general, you want to use modulo doing it by an integer. So modulo 2, modulo 5, something like that.
Absolutely.
All right, I think that's enough about modulo. Now, so far here, Jackie, we've only been doing very basic expressions with one operation at a time. Are we able to construct more complicated mathematical expressions?
Yeah, we could use C, for instance, and then equal 10, and then we could think in terms of okay, we're gonna do
Yep. A times B.
A times B.
And note that you can use brackets just like you do in
Yeah.
standard arithmetic to sort of change the order in which
Yeah.
operations are executed.
And so I could say B again divided by C.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Cool.
And then we run that.
Okay.
Same.
And I believe Python applies the sort of standard rules that we all learned in school about the order
Yeah.
of execution.
So
of these
here,
things.
indeed, the parentheses in that specific case are useless.
Right, because that was already the order of priority.
Right.
Cool.
But
if you-
we could say something like that.
Yeah,
and
then we'll get a different number.
Here that would obviously lead to something else.
Okay, fantastic. Now, please note that we did not address to the power yet.
Mhm.
That's something we'll cover when we come back to talk about functions. If you want to do x squared, you can just do x times x.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think it gives you started
Indeed.
with most of the mathematical operation.
Yep. Indeed. And so that's it for now. We will be back with more soon.